My name is Jade, and I'm a Success Boston coach with Social Latina. Social Latina is a youth development organization whose mission is to create the next generation of Latino leaders who are confident, self-sustaining, and proud of their cultural heritage. Social has been a Success Boston partner since 2013. In my work, I support our youth in individual and small group coaching sessions on college access, affordability, course registration, and meeting graduation requirements. I want to start off by introducing our 4 panelists. We're lucky to have past, present, and future Success Boston students with us tonight to talk about the initiative, where we're from, where we're going, and who we are. All the way to the right is Manny Montero. Manny is a member of Success Boston's second cohort. Manny graduated from Snowden International High School in 2010 and entered into Success Boston coaching with Freedom House in Dorchester. Manny recently earned his bachelor's degree in Africana Studies at UMass Boston. Congrats, Manny. He currently works for his alma mater. Next, we have Rachel Pierre. Rachel is in her 4th year at Northeastern. She is studying political science and currently works for the Institute for Healthcare Improvement as part of Northeastern's co-op program. A recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship, Rachel graduated from Fenway High School in 2012 and works with Success Boston partner Bottom Line. Rachel is currently a member of the Student Leadership Council with Success Boston. Oscar is in his 1st year at UMass Boston. He's also a member of the Student Leadership Council, and he graduated from Maryline Pilot High School in Brighton last spring. Oscar works with his coach Portia at the West End House and is looking to enter a career in the biomedical field. And last but not least, we have Paola Guzman. Paola is a senior at Boston Community Leadership Academy, public high school in Hyde Park. She's currently waiting to hear back from UMass Dartmouth, which is her top choice for college. She hopes to study photography and biology and anticipates participating in Success Boston coaching next year with Social Latina, where she'll definitely be a part of my cohort. Panelists, thank you again for joining us this evening, and if it's all right with y'all, we're going to get started with questions.
Sounds good.
All right. Rachel, growing up, how did you think about college? What made you want to attend?
I always knew college was going to be a goal for me. I always knew college was for me as well. I knew that I didn't want to have a financial burden on my family, and I wanted my school to be funded for fully. I had it in my heart that I was going to be funded fully, and I was blessed enough to have the Gates Scholarship cover my academic career until I graduate, if I'm going to graduate. And I was glad to have that scholarship, and I was glad to be successful and graduate from high school and going to graduate next year Northeastern University. And I wanted to set a precedent for my younger brother, where she's graduating this year at Fenway High School. She's falling right after me, which is awesome. But I want to show him that success is possible, as well as responsibility is really important as well. So I wanted to let him know, like, college is there, and he can grab it anytime that he wants. And it's literally right there in front of him. He just has to walk there. He's walking the stage. He's definitely going to walk the stage. But I was glad to attend Northeastern University, and it's the reason why I attended there was to be close to home, to be close to family and friends. But I'm glad that I attended Northeastern University and be part of the co-op program as well. Thank you.
Manny, why did you want to attend college? Is your perspective now as a graduate different than your thoughts as a high school student?
First of all, I'd like to thank Success Boston and Boston Foundation for inviting me, first and foremost. As far as college is concerned, like Rachel, I knew I was coming. I knew I was going to finish. How, I didn't know. In 8th grade, my mother told me that I was going to college, and I wasn't going to have to pay for it. And had I submitted the FAFSA on time, that last time, I wouldn't have to pay $5,000. But that was on my part. If I had made that decision, I would have been good. For me, college was always about access. My family is from the Cape Verde Islands. My mother and my father were born there. My parents came over as immigrants, and education was the key to access and financial freedom. And I knew that by attaining a college degree, I would have more access, and I would have more of an opportunity to gain financial opportunities to not only help myself, help my family, and then also give back to the community that I come from.
Oscar, you recently transitioned from high school to college. How can you describe what that transition has been like for you as a first-year student?
Well, my high school was down the street from me, so I didn't know what it was like to wake up at 5 in the morning and travel across the city to go to school 6 hours a day. But now that I'm in college, I have 8 a.m. classes, so I gotta travel from Brighton all the way to Dorchester, where UMass Boston is located. So the first obstacle in the morning is just waking up and getting on that bus. Depending on the dates, it's a long trip. And like the transition was hard at first because I was all by myself. College was like a new world for me, and it's intimidating at first because you don't know anyone. But after a while, you meet people who are have similar interests in you, and they have goals like you do. You become friends, and then you have like people to support you. So that's what it's been like. It's been great up until this point, and I'm grateful.
Paola, next year you will be a college student. What sorts of things is your high school doing to prepare you for college?
BCLA offers AP classes, and that prepares me to, get a sense of feel of how college life will be and college courses and stuff. And also my guidance counselor, Mr. Johnson, he also offered, exposed me to BFIT, which is Benjamin Franklin. And I've done dual enrollment classes there, which I taken a positive psychology course there.
Manny, what was UMass Boston like for you? What are some things that you took advantage of, and what are some things that you didn't but you wish you would have had?
UMass Boston was, at first, if you would have asked me at the end of my first semester, UMass Boston was horrible. The first couple of weeks were great. I got all of my books, everything's on task, or I'm on track to completing the semester, make the dean's list. 3 weeks in, the game changed. This idea of time management, this thing they were talking about for years in high school and during the summer before my freshman year, I'm like, what are they talking about? I'm going to be successful, I'm going to go in, I'm going to do all of my work. Little did I know life was going to hit. The last 5 years, I've moved 4 times. 2 of those times I was kicked out. The first time I moved out because I had some money and I wanted the experience where I could live on my own. My grandfather got sick, he was like my dad growing up. They gave him 1 week to live. And to be a successful student in high school, one of the top of my class at Snowden, to becoming someone who finished with a 1.9 after their first semester was a challenge, and it was a reality check. This time management thing, this taking advantage of resources became something that I knew I had to take advantage of. I met someone in the cafeteria my first semester. Her name is Liliana Mickle. She oversees Success Boston at UMass Boston. My coach at the time said, you know this woman and you're all set. That hasn't proven to be wrong yet. I've had access through that relationship and through relationships that I've developed after meeting her. And as a young adult now and as a young professional now, I'm teaching my students to do the same thing. Take advantage of opportunities that are handed to you. I've gotten job opportunities, I've gotten opportunities to speak, hence sitting right here in this chair. And it was through relationships. And like I mentioned earlier, college was for me, about access, and it always has been. And yeah, I've taken the opportunities, I've had losses, but then I've also learned to look at those lessons as blessings. And with a loss, there's a gain. And I've learned to look at things from that perspective.
Thank you. Oscar, what have you seen as the key barriers to success on campus?
Well, to me, there are two main barriers, universal across students that go to school. One is that students are afraid to ask for help. And students are afraid to ask because they're afraid that people might turn them away, or it's not enough for them. And that to me, like, that applies to me as well, because I'm scared to ask because I feel like I can do it on my own. And I've come to realize that I can't do it on my own. I need people to help me to achieve my goals, to become what I want to be. And then the other barrier is time management, as Manny said. People don't know what to do during their free time, whether it's to study or to join a club or to do homework. But like, time management is like crucial in college because you have a lot of classes, and then people don't stress enough that they need to get their work together, get their life together, because if you don't work on your life now, it'll hit you later on down the road.
Rachel, on the other hand, what do you think are some of the most helpful student supports, resources, and opportunities?
I think for first would be the Northeastern Peer Tutoring Program. I would like to bold, highlight, scream out what Oscar was saying of how much asking for help is really important. From personal experience, I don't like asking for help. I always feel like I'm giving somebody else my burden, and I don't ever want to put somebody in that situation. So I tend to just do stuff independently, and I struggle by myself. So freshman year, I had to ask for help, and that was the first time I've seen what life was all about, asking someone for help. Even if it was like, can you print this out for me? Or can you lend me a pencil? Something of that nature. And through that, I had to face my challenge and face my fears. And through that, I was able to become a peer tutor myself and teach other students that it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to struggle, and it's okay to not know everything, because I don't know everything. We all don't know everything. And then the second was career services. I made sure that I made the counselors my best friends. I'm a person who's really indecisive. I might choosing what to wear in the morning or what to drink, apple juice or orange juice. So I needed somebody there to help me focus and narrow it down. Is it orange juice or apple juice? So apple, orange. And I was able to learn from them, and they helped me through internships, through co-ops, through classes I want to take. People I need to talk to, networking. The simple thing, starting a conversation with someone. And they were able to help me in the co-op that I'm in right now. And those two examples that I just said were on-campus examples. Off-campus was a bottom line. Bottom line is my family. I love bottom line. Without them, I don't know if I'll be here right now. But through their support and through the system and through them letting me know that they're here to help, I was able to be successful and nail my co-op as an Institute for Healthcare Improvement, as Jade said. But I'm a project assistant for Africa region.
Thank you. Paula, related to this topic, what are you most excited about for college, and what are you most nervous about?
Well, what is there not to be excited about? I'm really excited about like the study abroads, the internships that I'll be exposed to, and the kind of like access I'll be able to get like with career opportunities too after, once I'm done with college. And also, I'm also nervous about knowing if I'll get that kind of support that I've gotten in high school, if I'll get it again in college.
Thank you. So some of the panelists have mentioned support from Success Boston, and from their Success Boston coach is key to their success. Oscar, can you describe your relationship with your Success Boston coach, Portia, and can you give us one example of something that Portia has helped you with?
Well, Portia's in the building here today. She's sitting at this table right here. And before I was even introduced to the Success Boston Initiative, me and Portia were already getting close because she worked with the Western Isles Boys and Girls Club, and I am very into that community. And she introduced me to this initiative, and she helped me become part of the council, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. She acts like a big sister to me. I can go to her for anything, whether it's I need help with a resume or completing FAFSA or getting a job on campus, whether it's like getting help with homework or something I need help with in class. Like the other day we were talking about chemistry, and she was telling me that if I need help to see someone, a tutor, or to go to supplemental instruction, or even during lectures to ask for help, to ask the professor to explain what she means, or a TA, or just someone around you to, she wants to emphasize that if you need help, just ask it. And that's what I've learned from her, that if you need something, just ask. People aren't gonna turn you away because all they want to do is help. And I just want to say thank you.
Rachel, what has your relationship been like with Jen, your coach from Bottom Line? And what is one example of something that Jen has helped you with?
My bottom line coach is Jen. So Jen, say hi, Jen. And she's incredible, actually. And with our relationship meeting monthly and checking in through the phone, I don't know what I would do. Like my fourth year of Northeastern, I'm still a little crazy and dramatic. But even last month, for example, we met about refiling my FAFSA. And I get really nervous around that time. So during the tax season, I'm really nervous. I'm a nervous child, so I'm just all over the place. And I always get anxiety, and I'm always afraid of filing for my FAFSA because I don't mess with the IRS. Like, IRS scares me. So I'm like, let me make sure I have someone there, witness with me, as I submit this, and that there's no mistakes when I do my FAFSA. And I'm so glad that she's been there through day one. Helping me through that process and other processes as well. So thank you, Jen.
Manny, now that you've been through the program, can you describe your experience as a Success Boston student? Did you notice a change after working with Freedom House, and if so, how?
Change, definitely. But someone asked me that question not too long ago, describe Success Boston. And my response was, I responded by using a quote, one of my favorite quotes. And the quote is from one of my favorite books called Buck. And the line was, love is knowing the song of someone's heart and singing it to them when they forget. Success Boston embodies that quote. Success Boston is love, it's family. I've had, like I mentioned earlier, I've had deaths in my family who showed up. Success Boston people, but because they saw me as a whole individual as opposed to just a number. And they invest financially to make sure that students are supported, but they invest in like human capital, social capital. They view us as human beings. And it's been amazing. In times when I felt like I wasn't going to graduate. There were a couple of times where I thought I was going to drop out. One of my coaches called me, Manny, what are you talking about? You made it this far? What about everyone that supported you? What about all of the people that you're going to support once you graduate? Conversations with mentors telling me, Manny, think about all of the beautiful things in life. When I was stressed about all of the nonsense that goes on in the world, all of the dysfunction that goes on. And I thought to myself, what is a 4-year degree going to do for me? And it was conversations with people in Success Boston, people at UMass Boston, people at Freedom House, who changed my perspective and helped me look at things through a positive lens. And Success Boston has exposed me to opportunities like this, like I mentioned earlier. I lost my job. Freedom House created a position for me, so now I have keys to Freedom House. They're not getting them back. And it's just love. It's always been continuous, and I think that's what's key, and I think that's what needs to continue, the love and the support, and this organization that views young people as valuable individuals that can impact our communities in a positive way.
Okay. Paola, what is one question or suggestion you have for current Success Boston students or graduates?
Do you guys think that you would have been successful if it wasn't for Success Boston's support? Or do you think you would have done it on your own?
We'll have Rachel go first.
Okay. No, actually, Success Boston has moved mountains. They've helped me be where I am right now. I wouldn't have this conversation with you guys right now. I wouldn't be talking about my story without Success Boston or without Bottom Line or Summer Search, all the programs that we've been a part of.
Oscar?
I would love to say that I'd be here without Success Boston, but I honestly can't lie to you guys and say I would be here without them. Through this organization, I've been able to do things on campus at the Westinghouse Boys and Girls Club, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for the Westinghouse Boys and Girls Club that they're allowing me to be in programs like this to help better my future, and I'm just grateful.
And Manny?
No. I could go on forever. I don't know how much more I have, but no. Quick example, my last semester as a student at UMass Boston, I had 3 assignments to finish. There was a fear that I had, this fear of success, this fear of not knowing what I was going to do September 2015. And I graduated in August. The day that I graduated, August 31st, was the date that I signed my contract for my position as an educational outreach counselor for Project Reach at UMass Boston. Had I not had people not on my back, people supporting me, right? Had I not had conversations with people, Manny, you need to get this done. Manny, you need to get this done. And sitting down with me and asking me questions like, Manny, why aren't you doing this work? You know how to do it, just do it. And I had other people telling me, you're gonna do it on your own time. The degree is yours already, you have it, it's right there, just go and grab it, finish these things. And if it wasn't for those people sending me videos, motivational videos, like talking about, or telling me that I fear my greatness, things like that. And had it not been for that, I don't know if I would be here right now. So, thank you, Success Boston, God bless you.
In 2008, we found out that only 1 in 3 Boston High School graduates who went to college earned a college degree in 6 years. For everyone in the panel, what is one word that would describe how you felt hearing this statistic? Start with Rachel.
My word was wow. I kind of have like a passion for kids, and I have a passion for the youth. I believe in the people, and I believe in our cousins, our younger brothers and sisters and friends and people that we haven't even met, the younger ones. And I kind of want them to, and there's a need to push that, increase that number.
Paola, what are your thoughts?
I'm shocked, because usually failure would set you up for success, and like this is going the opposite direction.
Manny?
I'd say motivated. Means that we have more work to do. Let's go. Let's continue.
Oscar?
My word was afraid. I'm afraid that I'll be one of those 2 students that don't graduate. And to me, that's not okay, and it was never okay to begin with. Because like Manny said, we're a family. We should stick by each other. We should see each other start and finish together. So through Success Boston, we should branch out and help other students stay on track and graduate on time. So that's what I believe in, that we can do as together as a whole.
Rachel, I know you joined the Student Leadership Council to help us improve this number. Can you tell us a little bit about what the SLC does and what you guys are planning?
Definitely. SLC, the Student Leadership Council, is a family. We're all Boston Public School alum, and we try to have the student voice in the initiative. We have small workshops, we have resume building, networking skills, and trying to bring that back to our campuses, trying to bring that back to our environment, start those conversations. We meet on a monthly basis, and together we gather around and making sure that we are creating a positive change. And lastly, we have a video that's going to be coming out of what Success Boston is and how to recruit people. So stay tuned, guys.
Oscar, you're also a part of the Student Leadership Council. Why do you think it is important for students to have a voice in the initiative?
Well, it's important to have a voice whether you're not in the initiative as well. Like for us, we're trying to help people who are afraid to ask for help. Like Rachel said, we're creating a video to inform people about what we do, about that they can have a voice as well, and that's our whole goal, is to give students a voice and to create change within their communities, within their campuses, and to get engaged with each other, to stay with each other, because that's how all this is gonna work, if we're with each other from the start and the end.
Manny, as a graduate of college in Success Boston, what do you think educational policy makers and funders should consider when doing their work?
I think we should have baby pictures attached to our applications. And I say that on a serious note. I think a lot of times we forget, like, sometimes we look at numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers so much, it's kind of like, okay, let's get these numbers to a certain, let's meet this benchmark. And that defines success for us. And I think we need to find a balance between numbers and the humanistic aspect of education. Because we're talking about numbers, we're investing. At the same time, we're also investing in people. And we have to look at the issues holistically. And I think the formula is great. I think providing support for young people, providing them with a coach who can check in with them. Additionally, I think there also has to be continued partnership or continued growth in partnerships with groups that can help young people well-rounded.
Thank you, panelists, for sharing your experiences with us this evening, and thank you all for being such wonderful guests.